Hello.
Hello, can you hear me? నా వాయిస్ లౌడ్గానే ఉందండి. ఓకే, ఫైన్, థ్యాంక్ యూ. I think problem from your end. I don't have any problem. Please check your connection 411. Very good evening. Very good evening. Shishuni, I am not talking till now. Please wait. So now the time is 5:27. Shishuni, is my voice audible now? Please check. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you. If my voice is getting low, please tell me. Yes, sir, but low voice. Okay, okay. 1 minute, sir. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Hello? Okay. I think it's audible now. Okay, thank you. A very good evening, one and all. Now the time is 5:28. We'll wait for 2 minutes.
Okay, we'll start now. So now the time is 5:31. Okay, fine, guys. So first, coming to the assignment question. I have given a question that you have to enter a username that should be more than 8 characters, and they can allow up to 8 characters, and also it should be alphabetic or numbers. Okay, it should allow only alphabets or numbers. Okay, so this is a very simple program. I'm giving like here I'm just giving an example. S equal to input of enter username. Okay, so input means you can give any name. Okay, you can give any name. So if s dot is all num, that means the s allows is all num, that means it allows alphabets and numbers. If you are not giving username, it does not contain, for example, if you are giving like stars or any special characters, okay, it returns false. It returns false. And length of s greater than or equal to 8. If you are giving like only just BVC, it only 3 characters. 3 greater than or equal to 8, condition is false. Then it returns invalid username. Okay, then it returns a invalid username. So let me run this program now. So now I am getting username is valid. Now again I am running the program. If I am declaring like Kumar @BVC. So @ is a special character. It should not be included whenever you are giving a username. It is getting invalid username. Likewise, you can perform the you can check any other validations like password also. Okay. So anyway, we'll move to the next topic today. If you have any doubts, you can post immediately in the chat box. No issue. So I will definitely clarify immediately. Okay. So in the last class we have discussed about the lists. Okay, so don't confuse guys. So actually lists will be used in further real-time examples. I will clearly explain what it is. Okay, and I already shared the notes. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the chat box. Okay, so Ravishar, you are raising hand. Do you want to speak with me anything, or is my voice is clear? So Ravishar, you are raising your hand. Please tell me. Is there any reason? Okay, anyway, I think my voice is clear, right, guys? Sushma is also raising hand. What happened? Okay, okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you for your confirmation. Thank you for your confirmation. If you would like to talk with me anything, you can raise your hand. No issue. I will give you the unmute option to you. Okay. So thank you, guys. So anyway, we will move to the next concepts in list. So Sushma, can you please send the program again? What is the error? Name dot is an alum. Why it is getting a wrong answer, Sushma? In which platform you are running the program? On which platform you are running the program? Can you please tell me, Sushma? Okay, tell me what I want to give the input. I copied the same code whatever you sent to me in the chat box. Or shall I give any other name? Okay, fine. It is getting username is valid only. It is not getting invalid. I think problem from your end. Please check, Sushma. Okay. If you still have any doubts, you can execute this program in Colab. Okay. So let me complete the other concepts. So other list operations. Okay. So in the last class we have discussed about the up to delete function. So actually I somewhat confused at the time of that delete operation, because earlier it was deleted and it is also checking like that. But whatever the split operation is taking, like starting index should be inclusive and ending index should be always -1. That means ending index should be exclusive. Please listen, guys. Okay. So anyway, I will cover those topics also here. So you don't need to worry. So let me complete the task today. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Fine. So thank you, Anjani. And other list operations, simple list operations. Let me execute this. First of all, what are the basic operations we have in the list? We have two lists: L1 equal to 1 to 6 Python, L2 equal to 9.16, 7 BVC8s. Yesterday in the last class, I have already informed that. So what are the basic? What is meant by list? List is a collection of different data types. The collection of elements of different data types. That's why I'm giving like 1 to 6 Python. If you would like to give any other examples in the examination, you can simply take 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all. It is not compulsory to take more than one data type. Okay, so that means list allows the more than one data type. You can give any other data type or similar data types also. That's not an issue. Okay, so now let me complete. So these are the various operations like star. As we know already, star is a repetitive operator. Star is a repetitive operator. Let me take these L1 and L2. Okay, so L1 and L2, and I am taking the L1 star 2. So this is the first operation. Okay, guys. So L1 star 2 means here I am getting 1 to 6 Python 2 times, because star is a multiple operator. That means, for example, actually multiplication operator, but whenever you are giving star 2 means the list 1 will be displayed 2 times. So let me run this, guys. I'm getting 1 to 6 Python, 1 to 6 Python. So that's all. This is the first operation. So please, guys, if you have any doubts, you can post immediately. I will clarify. Okay. And the plus operation, that means it is a concatenation operation. So let me give print of L1 plus L2. If you are giving like L2 operation 3 times, if you are giving like L2 operation 3 times, I will give 2 examples for each. So I am getting L2 list, that means 9.167 BVC8s will be displayed 3 times. So star 3. That means this is the first operation of a list. So let me take the another example. So this is a plus. Plus is a concatenation operator. Concatenation is nothing but combining the two lists. That means list 1 and list 2 will be added and we'll get the result. So in a single list. That will be in a single list. Okay. So 126 Python 9.167 BVC ITS. So this is nothing but a concatenation operation for a list. And another operation is there, that is a in not in. That means, for example, if you would like to check whether so these are the membership operators I think we studied earlier. So 2 in L1. That means whether 2 number is there in L1 or not. If 2 is there in L1, okay, if 2 is there in L1 list, it will get true. It will get true. So 6 not in L2. 6 not in L2. Okay. 6 not in L2. That means 6 is already there in L2, but it is getting false. So let me run this, guys. So I'm getting true and false. So this is very easy. These are the basic operations in a list. These are the 3 operations totally. For example, if I'm giving 12 in L1, there is no 12 in L1 list. There is no 12 element. That is 12 is nothing but an element name. Okay. So now I'm running. If I'm running this, I'm getting false, false. I'm getting false, false. Very good, very good, excellent. So fine. So I think you have clear understanding. Anyway, I will switch on 1 minute, guys. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So let me move to the next concepts, guys. So built-in functions. Actually, I have to tell one thing, guys. So before going to the next class, next topic, so I will show one syllabus concept once here. Please wait here. More 1 minute. So this is the first unit syllabus, guys. I would like to show one thing. So we have completed up to these concepts, and here actually they are giving like data types, okay, and expressions. We have completed strings, and we have already completed what is a comment. We have already completed numeric data types. So character sets are nothing but a strings only, using functions and modules. What are the various modules in a particular data types? But here they did not mention actually a list data type, okay. But in third unit, you can see here in third unit we have list and dictionaries, okay. So list and defining simple functions. Actually, we have covered this topic now. So second unit, in the first unit, they did not mention the list data type here. They just mentioned only data types, strings, and numeric data types only. So actually, according to the syllabus, we have to cover only 2 data types. But I'm not covering like that, because whenever you are studying about the data types, first you have to know what are the various data types, guys. So that's the reason. So according to the syllabus, I'm not covering. But anyway, we are already covered the third unit concepts also. And in the second unit also, we have covered like string methods. String methods. This is also completed for us. Okay. So in the same way, we can find out the substring in strings. Okay. Accessing a character and substring in strings. This concept is also completed, guys. Okay. So not only we are in the first unit, almost 10% are completed in unit 2 and unit 3 as well. Okay. So anyway, so I will cover only basic operations now. In detailed operations will be studied about the list in third unit. Okay. So hope you understand, guys. Next. So I'm telling basic operations, that is built-in functions, and I would like to tell you one more thing. Actually, in C language and Java, can you please tell me anyone what is a method? Method is also called as what? Can you please tell me anyone what is a method? Method is also called as what? Just I am asking. Method is also called as what? So anyone post in the chat box, please. Yes, excellent, excellent. Yes, excellent. I'm getting almost 10 answers from you students. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. But I would like to tell you one thing, guys. I too don't know it till now, because actually in C language and Java, the function is also called as a method. The function is also called as a method, and method is also called as a function or subroutine. Okay. But whereas in Python, we have a small difference, guys. We have a small difference. So I will tell you now. So what is the basic difference? So before going to that part, okay, before going to that part, so I will show clearly in the notepad. One minute, guys. For example, just now we have discussed about an assignment question. S dot is all num. Okay, but we are giving like length of s. So can you understand the difference between those two methods? So I think there is a small difference is there. There is a small difference is there. Here both are, we are call it as a functions and methods. But in Python there is a small difference, guys. In C language and Java, I too agree with you. Okay, so it is a function, it is a module, it is a method, whatever you can call like this. Okay, so here I am giving like a length. This is just a function in Python. This is just a function in Python. Okay, this is a method in Python. You have to understand this difference, especially in very good. Some Ashwini is telling that whenever you are using a dot operator here, that means it is this method is calling by using object. Here we are calling this method using object. Whenever you are calling the method using that object, that should be called as only method. You cannot call it as a function. Okay, but manam whenever we have explained that string methods and I did not tell like that way. Okay, but you have to move the topics in the same way. Okay, so for example, if I am giving like length, so in assignment also you are giving like length of s. You are not giving any dot before the method, before that function. Okay, so that is nothing but a function. Please understand, guys. So actually our Python is also called as a object oriented language. Okay, what is meant by object means, for example, in Java, I think many of the students know about the Java system.out.println. Okay, whenever instead of print statement in Python, we are using a system.out.println. Okay, here system is a class, out is a object, and println is a method. In the same way, s dot all num means here all num is a method. So that means here s is acts like an object. Okay, so don't call this is all num is a function. Is all num is a method in Python. It's not a function. Okay, I think hope you understand, guys. And length of s, that means for example, if I am giving max, can you please tell me now, is it a method? Is it a function? Is it a method or is it a function? Excellent, guys. Excellent. Okay, so but this is not in the case of C and Java, but in the Python only they mentioned like this. Okay, for clear understanding, everyone is telling like a function. Yes, you are absolutely correct. Max is a function in Python because you no need to require a object to call that particular method. Okay, so please note this point, everyone. Okay, so let me move to the next topic, guys. This is one of the interview question also, so please make a note of it. So if you have any doubts, please mention the chat box, guys. So let me complete the built-in functions now. So I don't want to discuss the methods right now. I will cover that in a unit 3 concepts. Okay, so now length of list, let me zoom it. First of all, I think it is only showing like 16. Okay, fine. So let me move to the built-in functions. Built-in means predefined. The functions which are defined by the Python is nothing but a functions, built-in functions. Okay, built-in is also called as a predefined functions. Now the first function is called length of list. That means, for example, if you are having 3 elements in a list, okay, if you would like to find out the length of the particular that list, you can give simply like length of list, then you will get 3 easily. Okay, and yesterday I discussed about list equal to empty square bracket. That means you can declare that way also. Okay, so if you're giving empty list, it will give length is 0. It is give length is 0. So length function is actually like strings also. In the strings also you are liking like length of s equal to. If you are giving s equal to BV8s, length of s will give the 6. So let me execute, guys. So if you have any doubts, you can easily ask. So let me run this. So you can easily check here, guys. So length is 0. Okay. So and length is 3. That means I'm having three parameters here. Okay. So again list is printing here. That's why I'm declaring a list variable. So list is a variable only here. It is not a data type. Okay. You can give any L equal to also. If you want to give A equal to, you can also A. Okay. So you don't need to define a list is a data type like that. Okay. So whenever you're giving in a square bracket, it is automatically taken as a list only. Next. I will move very quickly, guys, because we have to cover a lot of topics. Okay. So hope you understand, guys. Speed okay, fine. So max and min example. Okay. Max and min example. And I'm giving both in a simple example because the next topic is max list to min list. Actually, you know what is a max and what is min. We have already discussed these concepts in numeric data type as well as strings also. So let me complete today's topic. In list, how to find out. For example, if the question is giving like write a Python program to check the maximum number in the given list. For example, if the question is asking like that, then you have to specify all the numbers in the list format. That means in the square brackets you need to mention, guys. So big equal to max of number. That means here number is a variable. You can take a num also. If you want to take n as a variable, then you can take n also. That's not an issue. N is just a variable. Number is a variable. I'm taking 3, 2, 8, 5, 10, 6. Big equal to. That means I'm taking one variable, max of number. You don't need to take another variable also. You can declare like instead of big here, you can declare like max of number. You can easily understand. But in the exam point of view, you can write like this only because you want to increase the number of lines, guys. Okay. So that's the reason I am writing this way. Okay. So actually you don't need to take another variable here. You can directly link the biggest number is max of number. You can declare that way also. Okay, that's not an issue, guys. And small equal to minimum of number. That means in the list, which is the maximum number? Please tell me, guys. Please tell me, guys, which is the maximum number? Yes, excellent. Thank you. Can you please tell me the minimum number? Can you please tell me the minimum number? Yes, fine. Okay. So these are the very important programs, especially asked in the interviews also. Okay. But these are very important. Okay. Very easy also. The biggest number is 10 I am getting. The biggest number is 10 is I am getting. The smallest number is 2, guys. Okay. In the same way, for example, if you are giving like instead of 3, instead of 10 is a maximum number. Okay. If I am giving like 10.89. Okay. Instead of integer number, I am giving a float number also. Okay. So I am giving a -2. Okay. That means it list allows both positive and negative values also, and you can take any other data type also because list is a combination of more than one data type. Okay. Okay. If you give equal numbers, that means it will give only least number only, sir. Okay. So Girish sir, I will give you that way also. That's not an issue. That means, for example, if you have I'm declaring two number in 2 times, we will get the smallest number is 2 only. That is right answer only. Okay. So let me execute it, guys. The biggest number is 10.89. The smallest number is -2. Let me give another variable like -2. Again I'm giving. Here, what is the minimum number? -2 only. If you're giving the same value also, it will get the same result. That's not an issue. It will not get any other message. Okay. It is simply execute like this. Okay. So I think in the same way you can perform the strings also, but don't give the string values in the especially in the list, because if you give 2 equal numbers. Okay, fine. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Girish Garu. So okay. So in the same way you can give another. For example, let me complete the another example, guys. If the items are iterable, iterables means strings. Let me take an example, guys. So don't take strings and integers in one list. List is allowed that way, but whenever you are doing a max and min functions, it will not get us the correct result. Okay, so you have to follow the regular programming rules. So if you're giving integer and float number, that's not an issue. But integers cannot be compared with the string. So you don't need to give that like that. Okay. So let me take one example, guys. So languages: Python, C programming, Java, JavaScript. So earlier we have covered about how to find out the maximum string and minimum string in strings data type. So today I would like to discuss about the list data type. Okay. So anyway, guys, so that concept is same in whatever the data type you have taken. So the concept is similar only. Okay. So can you please tell me the languages I am declaring? Python, C programming, Java and JavaScript. Total 4 languages I am taking. Can you please tell me minimum? Which one is the minimum? Minimum. Which one is the minimum? Don't compare with length. Don't compare with length. Very good. Excellent. Tell me. I'm telling. Excellent. Excellent. Very good answer. Very good answer. C programming is the minimum string because C is the alphabetical order. That means whatever the strings you have specified here, okay, which one will be the first string that should be in the alphabetical order. So here I am getting C programming, that is C is the first letter and P, J, J. So that means C programming will be the minimum. For example, if you're moving to the maximum value, what is the maximum, guys? What is the maximum? Very good. Excellent. Excellent. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. So everyone is telling the correct answers. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. So the smallest integer is, the smallest string is C programming. The largest string is Python. I'm getting. I think you will have some doubts now. So anyway, let me clarify, guys. Let me clarify. In the same way, you can apply with length, comma, len, like that. You can give key equal to len. You can same apply as like in the string. Okay. So I don't want to waste the time. Let me give another example. Like for example, if I'm giving instead of C programming, okay, I'm just giving C. Okay. So now I'm giving CPP. I'm giving CPP. Okay. So now I'm giving CPP here and okay. So I would like to give another language called Spark. Okay, Spark is also one of the language. So now S is the maximum, CPPC, but C is only the first letter. So let me run this, guys. Okay, so the smallest string is C, the largest string is Spark. That will be like given like this. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can mention in the chat box, please. Otherwise, I will move to the next topic, that is called tuple data type in Python. Actually, today I would like to discuss about this concept majorly. So if you have any more questions about the list, you can mention in the chat box. I will clarify. Otherwise, I will move to the tuple data type. In the same way, for example, you want the example with the length also, I will give. That's not an issue. If I'm giving like a key equal to len, key equal to len. Okay, key equal to len. That means maximum languages will be displayed based on the length. According to the question given here, now Python, Spark, CPP, C, Java, JavaScript. JavaScript having the highest characters. Okay, so let me run this now. So I'm just giving a parameter that is optional parameter. Okay, so optional means it does not consider. That means if you would like to give, you can give. Okay, key equal to len. I'm just giving based on the length, it will be displayed the maximum length. That means now JavaScript will be the output. I'm not getting Spark because I'm giving a key equal to len. So whenever you're giving a key equal to len, then it will give the highest number of characters. That means length will be taken like so. That means this is the more number of characters having compared to other languages, guys. So I think I am getting some questions. It's list manipulation cheppandi sir. Okay, list manipulation and last class lo cheppukunnamandi manam. Ippudu cheppukunna dantlo list manipulation em ledhu kada. Manipulations ante changes ani. మీ డౌట్ ఏంటో క్లియర్గా అడగమ్మా దిలీప్, నో ప్రాబ్లం. అంటే నీకు సింపుల్గా చెప్పాలంటే 1 minute. సో తను ఒక స్టూడెంట్ ఒక డౌట్ అడుగుతున్నాడండి. I will give you a simple example, Dilip. Okay. So for the same program, can we print the output by converting into uppercase means Spark have to print like the Spark? Good question, Ravi garu. I will clarify definitely. Okay. So I will clarify. So listen, guys. Now I am giving number of 0 equal to 198. Now I am printing the number. That means I am printing the entire list now. Some student asked me about Can you please tell me that manipulation? So manipulation means is there any changes required? Whenever you want to changes the given list, you can easily change, because here I'm clearly telling that string is immutable, list is mutable. Please listen carefully. List is mutable. Mutable means whenever you want to change anything, you can change any other position. That means based on the position I'm getting, this is the number of 0th position. So instead of -2, I'm giving 198. So now I'm getting 198 in place of 0th position. If I would like to manipulate a number of, okay, so 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth position is 10.89. Okay, so I'm getting number of 4 equal to, let me give BVC. Okay, Dilip. So Dilip is asking this question. So let me run this now. Okay, so I'm getting, instead of 10.89, I'm getting BVC Dilip. This is nothing but a manipulation Dilip. Okay, I think hope your doubt clear. And let me clarify another doubt asked by the Ravi sir from EC department. So sir, according to your question, so whenever we are getting the capital letters and small letters, let me complete all the characters should be in capital. All the characters should be in capital, but I'm giving a spark in small letters. Okay, so whenever you're giving a spark in small letters, let me remove key equal to length. Now I'm getting the maximum as this spark only. It will not get this spark, because smallest is compared to capital S. Smallest ASCII value is large. Okay, based on the ASCII value it will take, sir. So I have already explained earlier. So capital A ASCII value is 65 and small a ASCII value is 97. So small z ASCII value is 122. So capital Z ASCII value is 90 only. So according to that way, so small spark having the highest number. That's the reason whenever you are printing the maximum languages, it will get small letter spark only. Okay, let me run this again. So now I'm getting spark in small letters. Okay, so this is the way it will get, sir. I hope your doubt cleared. So let me move to the next topic, guys. Yes, you can perform. Satyasai, good question. So you can perform. Swapping you have already covered in the, I think, first concept, like I think 17th for August. I have completed on that day only. Okay, so anyway, let me move on to the next data type, because we have already almost 1 week completed for the data types concept. Okay, because we have covered in-depth concepts, guys. Okay, so that's why I'm taking so much of time. Don't take other way, because data types and operators plays a key role whenever you're doing a programming. Okay, if you would like to do the real-time examples, so in what cases a tuple will be used, in what cases string will be used, in what cases numeric data type can be applied, so you can easily note that on that way you can easily know. Okay, so that's the reason only I'm taking so much of time about the data types, because data types and operators will be key role in any programming. You should remember that. Okay, so anyway, guys, tuple. Now the next concept is a tuple. Tuple is one of the data type. Okay, so tuple is similar to that of a list. So I have clearly mentioned here, it is the same list. That means whatever the list commands I have explained till now, the same topics will be covered in tuple also. You can easily understand. I will move little bit faster, guys. Okay, so because I have already told that 1 minute, guys. And I'm giving a easy example only, but only 65 students submitted the assignment. Please do it fast, guys. So everyone, please do at least 5 to 10 minutes. Please do the assignment every day. Okay, so anyway, and today is date 7. Okay, so I have some engagements on 10th, because in AP MSET exams and ISET exams will be scheduled in our college. Okay, so I have already informed in the, I think on Saturday I have informed. So ISET exam will be on 10th and 11th also. Okay, 10th and 11th also. But most probably 10th I have afternoon session also. So these are the various sessions I will be engaged in that way. But anyway, so if I'm not taking any class on 10th, I will definitely take the class on Sunday. Okay, so I will be take the class on tomorrow and day after tomorrow also. But 10th almost up to 5:30 I will be in the college only. Okay, so I am the main organizer for that AP set examinations. Hope you understand, guys. So most probably 10th will be holiday for our Python class. Okay, this 10th only. Okay, so 11th in the afternoon session ISET exam is not there. So definitely I will tell on 11th. Okay, so remaining dates I will inform in the meanwhile. Okay, so don't worry, because if the continuity is missing, you don't understand much topics. Okay, so I don't want to. If I have any other work, I will move the timings. I will move the timings. Okay, so don't, please understand, guys. Hope you should follow. Okay, so anyway, okay, thank you. So let me complete tuple data type now. So I have already informed that a tuple. So string is immutable. Now tuple is immutable. List is mutable. Okay, don't confuse. So now again, that's why I'm also writing a key points, because whenever I use it to tell that these concepts, I am also note down like this. So string is immutable, list is mutable, tuple is immutable. Okay. So but that means don't you will never forget. Okay, you can write like this. For example, SI, that means sub inspector. Like you can remember like that. Okay. So SI. Okay. So that means you can quote something, because in the interview sometimes they will ask whether it is immutable, mutable. Definitely will tell wrong answer. Or otherwise, some in the examinations also, some students like immutable, then it will cross that it is mutable. Now finally you will write only wrong answer. So after that you can check after completion of the exam, you just you ఇలా రాసామనుకుంటారు. Okay, దయచేసి please don't forget, guys. You can just quotes పెట్టుకోండి, ఏమేంటి mutable, ఏమి immutable. Okay, so let me give clarity now. Okay, so a tuple is similar that of a list. Now that means the major difference that we cannot change the size of tuple once declared, or change the value of items stored in a tuple. That means just now I have discussed whenever I am changing the number of 0 and number of 4th position, so now BVC delete will be printed instead of 10.89. That means you can perform these operations like the in list, but these operations cannot be performed in tuple like strings. Next, the value stored in tuple are separated by commas and enclosed within parentheses. Instead of square brackets, you need to give parentheses. That's the difference only. The remaining all topics are similar, but tuples are used to protect data and they work faster than a list. You will see in the real-time example, guys. Okay, so why it is faster than a list. Okay, now example for tuple data type in Python. Let me give one small example. If in the interviews they will, if there is any in curriculum examinations, they will give what are the various data types. You can just simply like a definition, and you can give the first example whatever I mentioned in the notes. It should be enough, guys. Okay, so for second CSE students, I am telling clearly. Okay, so just now I am writing in parenthesis. That means here tuple also the combination of various data types, that not a single data type. That means the element should be in different data types. Here I am taking float, here I am taking string, here I am taking integer. So I am getting print A. So in list you are getting a square brackets, here I am taking a parenthesis. Parenthesis are nothing but a round brackets like. Okay, so print type of A. So let me run this 3 lines. Okay, so 2.36 Python 9. This will be getting in parenthesis only, and class it is getting like tuple. Whenever I am removing, just you understand the basic difference. Okay, so what are the various data types in Python? If you are getting a question like a 12 marks or a 16 marks question, you can just a simple examples for all the data types in a single lines. That means these 3 lines are enough. I am just writing a equal to 2.36 Python 9, but I am removing it. Parenthesis, I am giving only square brackets here. Now let me run these 3 lines. So instead of tuple, I am getting list here, and I am getting this list in a square box. This is in tuple, I am getting in parenthesis. This is the basic difference only. Okay, so you can write in this way. You will get definitely good marks. Okay, next. How to create a tuple in Python? A tuple can be created by placing all the comma separated elements within parentheses. These elements can be of different data types. Just now I informed that. Okay, sir, definitely we have to take any different data types. Sir, no, you can give same data types also. It will not get any error message. Okay, so let me remove list first. Okay, so if I'm giving a 2.25 9.8, it is also fine. It's not a mistake. Okay, that means it is a class tuple. You are getting a 3 values. Okay, you can take, that means you have the facility to store more than one data type. Okay, so if a tuple consists only one element, then a comma after the first element is mandatory. This is very important, guys. Okay, so this topic is not there in the list, but here we have to remember this. If a comma is not used, then the compiler considers the list element as an integer instead of a tuple. So I will give a clarity with example. So if you are not understanding, definitely you can understand now. So in lists, we have the facility. If you are not giving any elements in the list, it will give like default list, empty list also. It is not getting any error message. Okay. So here also we have tuple 1 equal to. It is an empty tuple. That means here I'm not getting, I'm not having any elements. This is also fine. That means empty tuple will be printed on the output screen. Next, creating a tuple with a single element. But whenever you are giving a single element, you need to put comma after the first element. Otherwise, it will be displayed like an integer element. Okay, so it is very important, guys. Next, and creating a actually it is. I don't want to cover this topic, guys. This is completely removed actually. But in some interview, I think Infosys examination interview question, it is there. That's the reason only I give it like this. Actually, tuple means we have to give compulsorily in parenthesis. But if you are not giving tuple like this, if you are not giving any bracket also, okay, so it will give the output be as tuple. So I am getting the output as like 20.34 to Python, because this is just an entry question actually, but by default the same question I am giving here, same question, okay, same question I am giving in parenthesis. Now let me run this, guys. So I am getting the same output, there is no difference. But please don't write like this. This is just an entry question. Because whenever I am telling about tuple, you should mention in the parenthesis. It should be mandatory, but it is just an entry question. Is it mandatory to give parenthesis for the tuple? And adigite, you have to tell like this. Okay? No, sir. In list it is mandatory. In string a double quotation is mandatory. But whereas in tuple, if you are not giving the parenthesis also, it will works fine. Okay? So hope you understand, guys. Next. So creating a single with single element. Let me complete this. If I'm not giving a comma here, let me run first. Let me run all these elements first. Okay. See this. I'm getting empty list first. Empty empty tuple. Okay. Empty tuple and tuple 1 equal 20.34. I'm getting 20.34. Comma also will be displayed as this. And 20.34 2 Python, that means it will be displayed like this. And tuple 1 20.34 2 Python, again it will be displayed in tuple 1. It is displayed multiple elements. If I am removing comma here, then I am, before going to this, I would like to give print type of tuple 1. Here tuple 1 is a variable. You can take a also. A, for example, let me take a. Okay, a, that means it is variable only. Tuple is a predefined data type. Okay, you don't need to give like tuple 1. Okay, no need to give like this. This is because all the data types can be declared automatically in Python. You don't need to declare explicitly. Let me run this, guys. I'm getting float because I'm giving 3.34, but whereas in I'm giving in parenthesis also, but I'm getting class as float only. If I'm giving comma, then I'm getting as a tuple. So this is the basic difference. Whenever you're giving a single element, it should be mandatory to give a comma after that element. That's the reason I have clearly mentioned in the notes. You can easily understand, guys. And the next method, so we have another method like tuple. Tuple is a predefined method. The name also you can give like this. So this is the another way. So you can easily understand, guys. So a equal to tuple of, you can give like this, tuple of. Okay, but you have to give two brackets, that means two parentheses, one for storing elements and another for tuple is a method. That means those parameters should be in tuple. Here tuple is a predefined method. That means if you're giving like a equal to parenthesis 38 4.9 Python, that means that is also tuple. But the explicit function is also there in Python. Tuple is a predefined method. Okay, so let me run this, guys. So now I'm getting 38 4.9 Python. If I'm removing one parenthesis here, if I'm removing one parenthesis here, now I'm running the program. I'm getting error. You can easily check here. Tuple expected at argument. That means you have to give another bracket. That means another parenthesis. So because tuple is a method here, predefined method. This is also another way, but you don't need to give explicitly. You can give simply like whatever the explanation I have explained here. You can give simply like this. Okay, that's not an issue. But we have such facilities. That's why I'm telling each and everything. Okay. Next, creating a nested tuple. We have nested list. I think a list having another list is nothing but nested list. So in the same way, nested tuple. That means whenever you are giving a tuple and inside another tuple, that is nothing but a nested tuple. For example, let me give a clarity with an example, guys. So tuple 1 equal to, for example, 1 minute. And for in the notes, I have clearly specified whatever the program where the 2 lines or 3 lines, I'm clearly mentioning a comment line also for better understanding purpose. Okay, so it is not mandatory, but it is very useful to know what is the command. That means, for example, creating a nested tuple. That means creating a nested tuple with 2 individual tuples. It is just like a meaningful information. That's the reason comments will be used. So let me run this tuple. What is a nested tuple? Tuple inside another tuple is called nested tuple. That means here tuple 1 contains 10, but here I am using another tuple 20, 30. Now I am giving tuple 1. It is called nested tuple. That's the difference. So I am getting 10, 20, 30. Creating a nested tuple with 2 individual tuples. For example, I am giving tuple 1, 20, tuple 2, Python. These are various tuples. Tuple 3 equal to tuple 1, tuple 2. That means I am getting 2 tuples in a single tuple. Okay, now let me run this. Okay, so these 2 tuples in a single tuple. This is called nested tuple. Okay, so you can declare like this also. Okay, you can print like this also. Just means the comma operator will be acts like a concatenating these 2 strings here. Okay, the 2 tuples here. Next, how to access elements in a tuple. So like lists. So we are having like a of 0, a of 1 like that. You can also access the tuple elements by using index operator or subscript operator. What's your doubt? Tuple 2 comma not giving. Yes, we know we did not require because here it is displayed tuple 2. It is this is tuple 1. The comma is not required. It is a string only. Whenever you are giving a number only, you have to give comma. Okay, tuple 2 means it is a string only. I have clearly specified in the notes. If you are giving a number only, then only. Okay, fine, Vamsit, no problem. If you have doubts, definitely you can ask immediately. Okay, I think I'm confused that many students are not asking doubts because I have passed a rule that you can ask the question in the last half an hour like that. Okay, that's the reason. Only I'm telling now, so please don't waste that way. So you can ask immediately. Definitely I will clarify within 1 minute and we'll move to the next topic immediately. Okay, so I don't want to waste the time. Okay, fine. Next. Okay, so accessing single element. So how to access the elements? So that means here you can use the index operator, that is index operator or subscript operator as like in the list only. Okay, here also the tuple also supports both positive and negative indexing. That means you can access the elements from left to right, you can access the elements from right to left. Okay, that's not an issue. And you can have negative index. Okay, anyway, the index value should be positive. Okay, so these are the various topics. Wait 1 minute, guys. Okay, so theory concept you can easily start because I'm using only simple English words. You can easily understand definitely. So it's not an issue at all. Okay. So let me run this now. Accessing an element of a tuple. So likewise list or array, whatever it may be, you can call. So I am getting tuple 1 equal to Python 10th 20.3. The first element always stored in index 0 location. Index 0 location. Yes, yes. Good question, Nagalakshmi. So I have already told that. So compared to list, tuple is the best for real-time examples. You are not going for till now we have not discussed about the real-time operations. Okay. First of all, let me complete what is this. Okay. Okay. I will tell you, sir. I will tell you. So Nagalakshmi, hope you understand. So you wait up to that part. Okay. So because we are in the introduction part only. Okay. So if the examples are doing, then till now we did not discuss about the examples. That means various examples like matrix operations and all. Okay. So if you are going to that case, then definitely you know what is the difference between a tuple is best or list is best. Okay. So hope you understand, guys. So don't worry. Okay. So I will give multiple string. For example, Sari is asking, can we give multiple string? Yes, sir. Obviously, no problem. So I'm giving integer, float, and string because combination of different data types I'm giving. Okay, normally. So anyway, so I'm giving two strings, sir, as you asked just now. So anyway, first of all, tuple index always starts with 0 as like a list. This is 0 position. This is 1 position. This is a second position. Okay, that means whenever you are having 3 elements, n minus 1. That means n minus 1 means 3 minus 1, 2 elements will be there. Okay, so the first element 0. That means whenever you need to retrieve print of tuple 1 of 1, here tuple 1 is a variable. You can take a also, that's not an issue. This is just a variable. You can give any other letter. Okay, so I'm just giving a tuple 1, that is a variable, and that's all. Okay, so now you can access that variable as a of 1. That means a of 1 means it will print BVC ITS because this is the index 1. Okay, so let me run these 2 lines first of all, so you can understand them. BVC ITS. Sir, I would like to print all the 3 elements, sir. Okay, you can give, no issue. Okay, I'm just giving an example. If you want to print all the 3 elements, you can print, no issue. So I'm giving now, it's 0. Now I'm giving 1. I'm giving 2. Okay, so let me give 3 elements now. So I would like to retrieve 3 elements. This is accessing the tuple elements by using index operator. Index nothing but is square bracket is nothing but a index operator. Okay, index or subscript operator. So now I'm getting Python BVC ITS 20.3. That means 0, tuple of 0, tuple of 1, tuple of 2. Okay, so you are getting like this. Very good, very good. Sir, Ravi sir, till now we have not covered about splits. So we will have the next concept as splits. We will cover the topic there. Okay. So anyway, within 5 minutes, I will go the topic. No problem. So next concept, tuple 1 of -3. That means just now we have discussed, we have forward index and backward index. That means we have positive index and negative index as like in lists. So in the same way, these 3 elements can be accessible. These 3 elements can be accessible from right to left also. Okay, so that means this will be the position as -1, this will be the position of -2, this will be the position of -3, as you know already in the list. Okay, same operations will be there. Okay, so let me run this now. So I'm getting tuple 1 of -3. That means I will get the value as 30. So let me run this. Now I'm getting 30. You can understand, guys. Okay, so you can easily understand, guys. Now that is the 30. So you can give say -1, -2 also. Okay, you will do, boss, because I don't want to waste the time. Okay, I have to cover a lot of topics. Okay, so you can give, no problem. -1, -2 also you can print. But what will happen if the index is not there in the range? If you have such doubt, I will give, no problem. I'm having only 0, 1 and 2. If I'm giving like a 0, 1 to 3, but I'm asking about tuple of 3. Okay, so let me run, guys. Okay, it will get obviously error. Okay, it will get obviously you will get error in tuple index out of range. You will get the output like this. Okay, here tuple 1 and tuple 2 is also not executing because whenever the error is encountered in the first line, automatically remaining 2 lines will not be executed. Okay, because if you're giving these 2 lines before this line, then you will get those 2 values, and in the last line you will get the error. Okay, so that means this is the tuple of 3. You can give like -5. For example, -5 location is not there. Okay, so now I'm running the program. I'm getting the again tuple index out of range. Okay, so this is the example. Very good, very good. Okay, fine. Thank you guys. Thank you very much for giving the answers in the chat box. So accessing elements in the nested tuple. So in the same way, in the nested list or nested tuple also can be accessible in this way. So I think many of the students are having any confusion in list. Let me clarify now also. Okay. So this is the first list. This first list is called as 0. Okay. This is the second tuple. Okay. This is the first tuple. This is the second tuple. This second tuple is called 1 position because this is completely 0. This is 1. Now I am giving tuple 1 of 0 2. Now that means now welcome here in tuple 1. This is called 0. This is 1. But here this first element should be in 0. This is 1 0 location. This is called 1 1 location. Hope you understand, guys. Otherwise, please note down. Okay, because this is somewhat complicated, guys. So please hope you understand, guys. Okay, so that means whenever you have nested tuples, that means you will have a chance to work with nested tuples in real time examples. Okay, in that way you have to go like this. Okay, so if you're having 3 elements, you can easily remember that this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. But whenever you're having a nested tuple, you need to access, that means like a 2-dimensional array. We will call it as a 2-dimensional array. Okay, in C language and Java, but here we cannot call it as a 2-dimensional array. Okay, so hope you understand, guys. So tuple 1 of 0 2 means now this is 0 0 1 2. That means here welcome is 0 and 1 is 1, 10 is 1, 20.3 is 2. Now whenever I'm printing 0 2, that means I will get the value as 20.3 is one output. 20.3 is one output. Why, sir? Why you are printing only these 2 statements? I'm just giving an example. If you would like to print all the elements, you can give. That's not an issue. Okay. So now this is 1. So 1 0. What is the 1 0 location? 1 0 location having 20. That means I will get the value as 20.3 and 20. Wait, guys. Okay, so you are getting 20.3 and 20. So this is the way you can retrieve the nested tuple values. Okay, but here also you can work with backward index. That means negative index also you can access. But it is better to follow this way. It is very easy. But whereas in negative indexing you will get a confusion. Okay, but anyway, let me give you clarity first of all, because I would like to tell each and everything, guys. I don't want to skip anything. Okay, so whenever you're retrieving the back end, it is -1. In the same way, this entire tuple is called as a -1. This entire tuple is called as a -1. Okay. So now this tuple is called as, complete tuple is called as a -2. This tuple is called as a -2. But here, whenever you have -1, now I am giving just 1 minute, guys. Now I am giving like, instead of these 2 lines. Okay. I will give another list anyway. No problem. I'm just running the program for better understanding. See, guys, all of you. So let me take drawing once. So I will take a pen. So don't worry. I will give you clarity. Please listen. So I'm getting -1, -1. Okay. Here entire tuple is a -1. Okay. Here entire tuple is a -1. But each and individual unit is nothing but again -1. This is called -2. This is called -2. In the same way, if you're having -2, this is the -2 tuple. This part is nothing but -1. This part is nothing but -2. Don't confuse, please. Don't confuse. Okay. So please note down. You can easily understand it. Okay. So this is -3. Okay. So now let me run this with all the examples, guys. Okay. So you can definitely understand easily. So -1, -1. I think this part is understand everyone. So now let me give a clarity about -2. Now I am running -2, -1. That means I will get 20.3. Let me run these 2 lines only. I'm getting 20.3. I think, hope you understand, guys. Okay. So let me move -1, -2. Now I will get the value as 10. Now I'm running the program, guys. I'm getting 10, and I'm giving -2, -3. Okay, so now I will get a welcome. Now I will get a welcome. Okay, sir, shall we give -2 -4? Yes, you can give, no problem at all, but you will get a warning. That means error. Okay, tuple index out of range. That's all. Hope you understand, guys. Please don't confuse. It's very clear, I think so. Yes, excellent, excellent. Nobody is asking doubts. Thank you very much. And some student is asked, I think so. 1 minute, guys. Understood. Okay, fine. Thank you. If any question is missing, please mention again in the chat box. Okay, if I did not clarify that. Okay. Okay, fine. Thank you. Good question, Vamsi. Good question. Yes, you can use, because till now we did not cover the topic. We have that concept. Okay, definitely I will tell you. So Vamsi is asking one question. Can we give a tuple inside the tuple? Can we give a list inside the tuple? Yes, we have that option. Yes, sir. Till now, so Venkat Sriram Sai. So definitely you will get the topic now. Okay, so don't worry. I think everybody is clear with this. So I'm very happy then. Then I will move to the next topic. So I have clearly given a lot of examples in the notes. Okay, so you can understand easily. So this is tuple of 1. Now in tuple of -3 means I am getting the reverse value. So we have covered these topics now, just now. And axing multiple elements. Okay, axing multiple elements. So Ravi sir asked this question. So by using splitting, how can we get the value, sir? Now I will cover, sir. So slicing, that means the slicing. By using slicing, you can cover like this. Okay, a range of elements in a tuple can be accessed using the slicing operator colon. Okay, so I'm using index value of a string starting and ending of the range. So let me give a clarity first. So I will run the easy example first, and I will move to the further example then. So tuple 1 equal to 30, Python 30.34, 60. So let me give a clarity. I am calling 1 colon 3. So this is called splitting, right? So this is 0th position, this is 0 position, and this is 1 position, and this is 2 position, and this is 3rd position. This is 3rd position. So, but whenever you're giving split, okay, so the first argument is inclusive, the last argument is exclusive. That means you will get the values 1, 2 only. That means you will get the output as Python 30.34 only. You will not get 60 because that means ending index is exclusive. Okay, hope you understand, guys. So let me run this. So I'm getting Python and 30.34. So meanwhile you can access like this. Okay, but I will give another example also. Don't worry. I will give another example. Axing the entire tuple. Okay, so you will give like this also. That means if I am giving 1 column empty, okay, from 1 to last, it will display like this. Okay, it will not get any error message. Okay, so Python 30.34, 40, 25 and 24. But you have to understand clearly now. But splitting does not give any error message if you are giving a out of range. That for example, if I am giving 1 colon 8, but there are no 8 elements here. Okay, so let me run this, guys. Okay, I am getting only that part only. Okay, it will not get any error message like index. Okay, it will not get any error message. Please make a note of it. Okay, it will display up to that value. For example, if I am giving 1 colon 2, it will get only Python only, because 1 colon 2 means it will get 1 colon. That means 1 index will be printed. 2 means that is exclusive, obviously. So now let me run this, guys. I'm getting Python only, but comma is also getting. Okay, you can easily remember. That means whenever you are having a single tuple, it will get comma. So next, how to change or modify a tuple. Just now I have already discussed that tuple is a immutable. Tuple is a immutable. Tuple is immutable means you no need to have the rights to change that particular value. For example, let me give a clarity with one example. So now I am having a list, now I am having a tuple with all the elements 30, Python 30.34, 40, 20.4. So this is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2. Index 2 having 30.34. If I am changing that value into high, that means tuple of 1 of 2, that means index 2 value is changing, but it will not be done in tuple because tuple is a immutable data type. So now I am getting error. Tuple does not support item assignment. Okay, so item assignment cannot be done. Okay, next. But we have one facility like strings. So I have already tell that if you are having one string, for example, let me execute once. Like I am giving S1 equal to BVC. Like let me give S1 equal to BVC. Okay, so 1 minute, guys. For example, I am giving S2 equal to S1. Print of S2. Print of S2. Okay, so let me run this. So I am getting BVC. That means actually string is also immutable, but you can assign that string value to another string. Likewise, you can also assign one tuple value to another tuple. That is fine, absolutely fine. It will not get error message for that. Okay, so let me take another example. We know that the list is a mutable data type. Now let's see the tuple is a list. Okay, fine. Anyway, so and some student is asking so can we give list in a tuple, sir? Yes, I will give you. So I will give one example. So just now I got the question with 5 minutes back. You can give like this. Okay. So I am having a 30 Python. Here I am having a list. Actually we know, okay, we know already. Tuple is a collection of different data types. That means you can give any data type inside the another list. That is absolutely fine. Okay. So tuple 1 of 20 equal to high. That means I am changing the value. That means for let me write here. This is 0. This is 1, guys. This complete list is 2. But here the first element is called 0. That means you are taking a list in a tuple. Okay. You are changing that value because list is a mutable. List is mutable. That means instead of 30.34, you are getting high. Okay. So let me run, guys. Okay. So you can easily check here 30 Python high 40 20.24. So this is the way you can execute like this. How to add elements to a tuple. So anyway, I think time already completed. I don't want to waste your time. I will tell you exactly anyway whatever it may happen. Okay. So I will cover these topics in the next class. If you have any doubts, I will give you clarity. I will wait here up to your doubt clarified. Okay. So let me give a feedback form today. So please fill this form. You will get the material. Okay. So if you don't have any doubts, you can exit. No issue. If you have any doubts, please ask the questions. Good question, Sachai. We have some methods. Okay. So till now we did not went to that methods. We have sort like that methods. In that case, we will go. Okay. So Sachai. So whenever we are telling about methods in the list and methods in the tuple, we will cover those topics. Okay. Actually, that is a third unit topic. I have already informed earlier. So we will cover in that way. Next. And some question is getting like if we give list equal to 132, print sorted list. No, sorted list cannot be worked now. Okay, I will give you clarity after that function is completed, because first I have to complete the inbuilt functions, right? Okay. So, sir, we have a good question, Ravi Garu. Actually, I have prepared the material. I have prepared the material almost 30 pages. Now I am in the 10th page. Okay, I am in the 10th page. So your question is getting like index. How to find out the index? We have index method. Okay. So I think tomorrow we will cover the topic. Index method is there. If you would like to find out any index of that particular tuple, you can easily move to that example. Okay. So we have that concept, guys. We have that concept. Okay. No issue. So this is the index method. So if you're giving like tuple A to U like this, index of E nothing but it will get the index of E will be which position. That means that index value will be printed on the output screen. Okay. So it is easy. I will cover the topic tomorrow. No issue. So because some students are having examinations, because finally students are also listening here. So that's the reason I have to complete exactly at 6:30. Anyway, I already taken almost 10 minutes. That's not a problem, I think so. Almost all students are there. If you have any doubts, I will clarify. Please give in the chat box. So Koduri Devi, please wait up to that concept. Okay. So we will have the such concepts. So we did not cover the sort methods. Okay. We have that methods also. Thank you. Thank you, Devi. So please guys, if you have any more questions, please give in the chat box. Okay. Otherwise you can exit. If you have still any, if you're getting any question, if you want to ask any question, I will give you a voice over, no problem. I will give you an option to unmute yourself. Okay. So it is very easy question, Likita, you are asking. There is no char data type in Python. If you would like to add anything, for example, let me give a clarity for your question. If I'm giving like a S1 equal to BVC, okay, IT. I'm giving like BVC equal to IT. S2 equal to yes, that should be in single quote or double quote. That's fine. Okay. So if you would like to concatenate, you are asking that how to add one character. You are asking. You can add this character easily by using plus only. Okay. So S1 plus S. So now if I am running this program, you will get BVC ITS. Okay. 1 minute. So 1 minute. S2. I have to give S2. Okay. So let me run this. Now I am getting BVC ITS. I think hope your question cleared. 596. Okay. So this is BVC ITS. Okay. So you can also add like this because SC is a character, but we do not have any char data type here. By default, it will take as a string only in Python. Hope your doubt clear. Next. Thank you. Thank you, Likita. Excellent. Excellent. Ramana, good question. Yes, you can give, no problem at all. Okay. Yes, you can give. After completion of all the concepts, you can give any like this. Okay. Like for example, list is also a collection of different data types. You can use, no issue at all. Ramana, can please try today. Okay. Definitely you will get. Okay. You have to change like instead of a square bracket here. So I'm just removing a square bracket. I'm just putting like this, and I'm writing here like this, and I'm writing here like this, and instead of removing this line, just I'm running this lines. I'm just running. So now you can easily check. Okay. So I think your doubt cleared, Ramana. So second is CSC Ramana B3 is asking, can we integrate the tuple in a list? Yes, obviously, because list is also a collection of different data types. Okay, because I did not completed the tuple topic earlier in the list. That's why I did not cover that concept. Okay, but we have such facility. Like you are integrating the list in a tuple. That means you have obviously you can have a chance integrate with list. Integrate the tuple in a list. That is obviously there. Okay, you will get the answer like this. Okay, so hope your doubt cleared, Ramna. Creating tuple. What is that question? Just now I had discussed completely what is a tuple and all, how to create a tuple. Tuple means just you have to give a equal to, and you can use the parenthesis. Okay. uh, 580 Archana Jinnuri. So excellent question you are asking. I will copy. Very good, Archana. Good question you are asking. Thank you very much. So let me run. So she is using like tuple. Okay. So this is 0 position, this is 1 position, this is second position, 2021. So instead of 50, she is trying to allot the value 40. Okay. So this is the program. So instead of 50, you are getting 40. That's absolutely correct, because list is immutable, tuple is immutable. You are changing only list value. So it's not a wrong. Excellent example you are giving. Okay, so super. Thank you, Archana. Hope your doubt cleared. Yes, yes. I have already informed what is a tuple, how to create a tuple. I will share the notes shortly. So thank you guys. I think hope your doubts clear today. So today so many students are not asking the question. Hope the concept is clear, or not understanding. I don't know. Hope the concept is clear. Am I clear, guys? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe. So please do it fast in the feedback link. Okay. So anyway, I will share again. If you still have any doubts, okay. So you can mention in the feedback form. And some student asked me in the feedback link in the last I have shared Saturday. How Python will be used in IoT? Good question. Python is not only used in IoT, even it is used in robotics also. Okay, whatever the programming, that means you are using a device. In the last, I think Saturday or Friday, we are getting a news like, so even petrol bunks also using one chip to get the petrol only. That means, for example, if I am asking 100 rupees petrol, that it will give only 90 rupees petrol. Okay, that means one chip is there in the petrol bunk devices. Okay, that means that all these are nothing but programming. All these are nothing but programming only. Okay, those are chips are nothing but what, for example, just say I would like to simple example. In every day, what almost from 8 to 9 you are getting like a Facebook notifications, whose birthday is today. Okay, so today is Prasad birthday, wishing him. How it is getting? That means in the database you are having that. Okay, that means it's just a if condition. If dd equal to 07, okay, if equal to 09 and year equal to 2020, okay, that is just a if condition. Then whoever the birthdays database having, for example, whatever the friends the date of birth is matching, it will get the notification like this. This is all called programming. Even IoT devices also use programming. Okay, hope your doubt cleared. So thank you guys. Stay home, stay safe. Bye bye.